Giovanni, an excellent performance tonight and another solid win. Can you tell us your thoughts on tonight's match?
Yeah, well, very happy with the result. Of course, the 3 big points for us. Again, I think we continued the way we played after Sunday, and especially the first 10-20 minutes, we wanted to play really well with a lot of intensity and a lot of pressure on them, which we succeeded in, which gave us, of course, the 1-0 advantage, but also some good opportunities to score the second. And I think we were really well organized throughout the whole game, and if we could put pressure on their defense, we did. Also in the second half, and of course, the second goal from Alfredo was an important one. And after that, we controlled the game, but at moments we had to dig deep, especially with set pieces in the end, and also a good shot from them, which Alan saved really well. But overall, very pleased with the 3 points, of course.
And I know it's probably too early to tell, but is there any news on Leon Balogun?
No, not yet. No, he couldn't continue, so we have to wait and see what tomorrow will bring. We're gonna assess him, and hopefully it's not too serious, because he has a season where he had many injuries. So hopefully it's not that serious.
Giovanni, a week is a long time in football. It's quite a response from the team in these 2 games from last Wednesday. Have you noticed anything new in your side this week? Have you learnt something new in terms of how they've responded to adversity, really, in the first time since you've been here?
Well, of course, the disappointments will happen in the seasons, and especially the way you react to those moments is very, very vital for the future. And I think we did really well. We had a big loss we had against Celtic last Wednesday, but the reaction after that was good, especially in our character, in our intensity, our mentality as well. The way of playing. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased with the response, and now it's for us to keep going. And now the cup competition will begin again. We're going to play in Europe next week, and then the season starts again. But I think we're in a good place, and everyone is pushing each other to keep putting in the performances we did last Sunday and today. And so we really enjoyed tonight, and then we have to prepare for Saturday.
A lot of questions about the midfield composition of late. John Lundstrom came in on Sunday to a little bit of surprise, and then again tonight 2 excellent performances in that number 6 role. Do you see him now as a kind of mainstay in that position for the rest of the
Well, I mean, he's done really well. I'm really happy for John. Because it's not easy to be not playing and to be on the bench, and so every player wants to play. But the response he had and the performance he had the last 2 games, for me that's what you want if you need a player and put him in and to perform. So I'm really happy for John, the way he's playing, and to give his good performances for the team. And as you said, the competition is really hard at the moment, because we got many players available now, not only on midfield but also up front. So, which is a good thing for me. So, but we just have to continue, and everyone who's in the team, the first 11 who starts, they have to be ready, and that's what you want as a coach.
Thank you.
Giovanni, you mentioned Alfredo there. That's 9 goals in 11 league games under yourself. But I felt at times tonight there was a different dimension to his play. He was dropping deeper and linking the play. Is that something that you and your coaching staff are trying to get into his game and trying to encourage him to do?
Well, it depends on the opponent, and as you see today, we saw quite a defensive setup for Hibs with a lot of defensive-minded players. So we knew they're gonna or get a low block or presses at moments, which they did. So our tactic was to make movements to get the ball to Alfredo and to play to play off him, and he did really well first half, because when we found him, he already turned away and tried to find Ryan on the left, which he was isolated with a defender, or he could link up with other midfield players, and we knew against a defensive team we need to have runners behind the defense, and of course you need a player who can hold the ball, and I think Morelos is doing really well with finding the moments to be available as a target man, but also keep his threat in the 18-yard box, because that's where he is very, very dangerous, and I think his knowledge and his understanding of moments when to come or when to stay away, it's getting better and better.
It's now 11 days until the next league game. Obviously, Rangers play in the Scottish Cup on Saturday, and then Europe next week. Is that a welcome break from the pressure of what is becoming a very intense title race for you, or is it just pressure in every game?
Well, I think you feel the pressure every game. I'm really also glad that we can continue now in the cup, which is for every team is the shortest way to a prize. So and of course, being involved in Europe still after the winter break is also good for the team, but also for the club. So the pressure's on Saturday. We are facing an Athletic, and we have respect for every opponent we meet and we play. But we want to be in the draw for the next round. So that's the pressure you feel at the moment.
Borna Barisic looked a little bit short of confidence when he came on as a sub this evening. Second half was relatively solid. Are you confident that you and those teammates around him can rebuild his confidence?
Well, of course, it's as I said, it's also for Borna was a difficult game, and those are also moments that will happen in your career. So the only thing we have to do is to make sure we give him the confidence, we help him, and it's not easy, because you see when he came in, because he had to came in like in a split second, which is always hard without a warm up. But I think he when the game process, he's starting to get in the game. Better, and he's one of our players. We support him and make sure, and not only me but also the players, to support him to get also the performances in which he need.
And you mentioned about the cup there on Saturday, and you've talked about the importance of that. But are we likely to see some squad rotation on Saturday?
Yeah, I think like the last game, we try to rotate, of course, for these games, because we have a big squad, with a lot of quality players, and every player needs minutes. So when you have possibilities to do that, I will do. So probably you see some changes on Saturday.
Thank you.
As you mentioned the squad balance there. We've seen Arfield as part of the front three again. Obviously off the ball, he's very good as a presser. Do you see that as maybe his long-term position in this system? And do you think playing him in the front line and three midfielders behind him gives you that balance, allowing Kent to isolate, as you said? Yeah,
well, we can do both. I mean, it's not that this is his position for the rest of the season. I know we can do it. We can play with real wingers. We can play with only one very attacking side and one midfielder who plays a little bit inside. We played in the beginning of the season also with Giannis as a right winger who also comes inside. So it just depends on what you want on that side. We know James can play very offensively, and so we have many possibilities. So I think Arfield is good on the right, but he's also good on one of the positions on midfield. So. And you mentioned James Tavernier's offensive ability. It must have been pleasing for you to see him come infield. We've seen that a little bit more increase onto you, come infield and make a good impact for the assist for the second goal. Yeah, because he's he has the drive to go forward, and especially when you play without a right winger, you see a lot of rotations on the right, and at moments he he goes forward to give the cross. I think the first half he had 2 excellent crosses on Scott, which Scott scored one, and one was saved by the goalie. But he can also come inside and give a good pass to Morelos. So he's a very diverse player we have on the right. So I'm also happy that he can get a good performance.
Thanks.
Right.
Just one from me, Gio, just on that intensity you were speaking about, seen in the last couple of games where you really do pressure opponents into making the mistakes. How important is that for you to maintain that intensity in terms of your philosophy? How crucial is that, that pressing of the opponent into submission, I suppose?
Well, it's it's very important if you can do it. It's it's very it can be very good. But it also means you have to have the whole team, going forward and at the right moments. Once you are exposed on areas, then you will find it really difficult. So I think the players are understanding that once the press is made, that we all go forward and to make the pressure on the opponent. So that's really well. I think it must give the players also confidence the last 2 games, because we did it against 2 difficult teams, and you scored 7 goals and not conceded 1 goal. So that also helps, of course, to continue that at moments. And it's not that you can do it the whole game. At moments on Sunday, also today, we were dropping a little bit deeper, but those are moments you always have in the game.